Okay. Let's check it out here. Okay. Sounds good. Just going to punch in a couple hours here because I'm not going to be able to play it probably for the next couple days.
Welcome back, Sid. Finish with that last.
Clive, is everything all right?
Why wouldn't it be?
All operations are suspended.
Ah, there you are, Clive. Word of your adventures arrived this morning. Victor sent us thanks.
I doubt Kupka will miss the fools he sent to catch me. Not a single one of the bearers we saved showed any interest in coming with us. No one seems keen to join hands with an outlaw. Any news while we were away?
None worth mentioning. Gav's still off keeping an eye on the Republican army. Should be back any day now.
Understood. If anyone needs me, I'll be in the map room.
Still can't work that one out. There must be better places than the hull of a gutted airship to bury your nose in a book.
Yet this is where she's chosen to be. And I'm sure she has her reasons.
Ooh. Is this going to be like a side quest board? We haven't really had one of those yet. Maybe the game will open up a little bit. I'm like almost halfway through, I think, so.
I trust I'm not intruding.
Back from your mission? I'm beginning to think your habit of surviving cannot be attributed to luck alone.
One might say the same of you, Vivian Ninetails.
I'll have you know that only 4 attempts have been made on my life, and none was especially memorable. So, to what do I owe the honor? Could it be that you've come for one of my lessons?
Is that so hard to believe?
Very well then. Shall we start with the state of the realm? To absolutely no one's surprise, she finds herself at the mercy of armies and outlaws. Well, mostly armies. Though that's not for want of trying, is it, Clive? But the real question is, how did we get here? Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago. While you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled?
You were born in Twinside. Do you not fear for your home?
Oh, dark clouds are wont to gather over the Dominion. Yet in spite of it all, she has ever endured. And when the storm has passed, I am confident she will remain. Now, as to the matter of payment for today's lesson, complete a simple errand for me and we shall consider ourselves even.
Even? Right.
Return this volume to old tomes in the shelves. Tell him it was, adequate.
I suppose it wouldn't hurt to visit our resident historian.
Are there any side quests? No.
Does that one have blood on it? Is it business or pleasure? Well, you won't hear me complaining. The only drawback... Still... I remember it like it was yesterday.
How did you survive?
You're our leader now, Clive. Go on, then.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and scoop
You're
that.
having me blind, you know.
No, I am not. Those are actually really expensive. I'm gonna have to hold on to those like grim death.
Come again. Or don't. I'm not much bothered either way.
What do you need? Things here ain't too bad. Nah.
Well, that's cool. These people actually like me now.
You've forgotten already, because I haven't. Still. So, what'll it be?
No scratches, all right?
Man, I'm shocked. The stuff you have here really isn't better than what I already had.
Fine.
I don't know, but perhaps I should just have plans.
Have we any more
Have you been to the toll? I hear a new shipment's just...
Is that going to be like the dice in the new Star Wars movies? Everyone takes it way too seriously.
Lawsman Harpocrates.
Now that is a name I have not heard for a long time. So long, in fact, I had half forgotten it was mine. Welcome home, Clive. You were missed, as always.
I believe this belongs to you. Vivian asked me to return it.
Already? Our resident scholar devours books faster than young Tet does lemon tarts. Would that I could do the same. But alas, I no longer possess the necessary constitution for such indulgence, either in words or tarts. That said, I have continued my search for mention of the...
Oh, I remember this guy. Okay, I remember this guy.
But without access to the great libraries of Oriflamme or the Dominion, I regret that I have been able to find little and less. I am sorry.
Please, don't apologize. I'll send word to our associates. See if they can't furnish you with more books.
I fear it is not more books that I require, but the right ones. Mayhap we look in the wrong places. There are still libraries to the north.
I'll see what I can do.
You are too kind. There are not many in this world who would indulge the whims of a tired old historian.
Not too tired to go filching Kupo nuts, though.
Goddamn
Always got a
kids.
pocket for him. Nicks him off the Moogle.
Hush now. We all know there's no such thing as Moogles.
What? That's definitely not true.
The twins seem well.
Aye. Yet they laugh far too little for one so young. The loss of their parents weighs heavy on them, however well they hide it. Titan took much from us that night, from some more than others, and the wounds that remain, they are not quick to heal.
Which is why we must give them all the time they need.
That we must. Just as I must give you the time you need to recuperate. Good day, Clive.
Good day. Gav will be back soon. I should get some rest while I can.
All right. Wait, what is that? I guess I should go check that out first. But I'm hoping that side quest board comes into play soon. Maybe the game's going to open up a little bit. I don't know.
Not back a blink and you're already off solving everyone's problems. It looks good, Clive. Goes well with the scowl.
I'd had that brand for so long. I'd forgotten what life was like without it. What it was like to be myself. And it's all thanks to you, Talia.
The scalpel did most of the work. Ah, before I forget, a rider was here with a letter from Gav. Otto left it on your desk.
Not a Stolas. All right, I'll have a look.
And then you get some rest.
What could Gav have thought worthy of a letter?
Look, it's Sid.
Stay longest.
Hmm.
And how may I assist you today? One would think.
Okay.
I admit. A far more reputable fellowship. My beloved homeland. Or at least, it was. How may I help you today? Of course.
Oh, this is kind of cool.
Here you are. Very
That's
good.
kind of cool.
Once the hall's swept, it's over to the Tavern Crown for me.
What does Gav have to say?
The Republican army is on the march, leaving Randalar in Hugo Kupka's charge. With him and his men occupied with the defense of the capital, they're less likely to trouble us.
Good news, then.
It's more than that. This is our chance. The one we've been waiting for.
But look how far we've come. All that we have here, our friends, the hideaway, are they not cause for joy?
5 years. 5 long years. If I could only command this power I've been granted, we might have achieved so much more. But each time I reach for it, it's like something is holding me back.
Summoning an icon exacts a price not easily paid. Your body knows this only too well. It's merely trying to save you from yourself.
And every burden I cannot bear falls to you.
This mission of ours has made me question everything I thought I knew. But one thing has become abundantly clear.
Test.
The crystals take more than they give.
Test.
In exchange for momentary comfort, we must endure a lifetime of pain, war after war, loss upon loss. And now they rob us of our very homes, leaving naught but dust and ash. But you're trying to change that. We're trying to change that. And to me, that's no burden.
I know, but...
Try not to forget. We're only here because Joshua gave us a second chance. It would be a pity to waste such a precious gift.
He did. He was there. It wasn't an illusion. I heard him call out to Ultima. If Joshua is still alive, he'll be looking for that thing.
Yeah, it is Joshua. Okay.
Do you think he will ever come back?
I know he will. And we must be ready when he does. To a world without mother crystals. To Sid.
And so the North is lost.
I knew that the Blight spread ever more swiftly, Your Grace. But this is far, far worse than any could have imagined.
It is only a matter of time before the twins are no more.
The twins.
The world marches ever closer to its end, and here we chase shadows. Tell me, brother, are our efforts in vain?
Master Clive, a moment, if you... my apologies, I didn't mean to... intrude.
It's not like we're naked.
We were just discussing strategy.
Speak freely, Otto.
It's Martha, from the inn. She's gone missing. Anyway, I'll be in the mess when you've finished.
Very well.
A gathering storm.
What would make Martha leave the rest? What do we know, Otto?
Some lads from the Imperial garrison in Rosaria started a fight over at Martha's Rest. Blood was spilled, bones were broken. The usual. But somewhere in the middle of it all, Martha vanished without a word to anyone. And that ain't like her, Clive. Something's not right.
You think this was planned?
Of course it bloody was. Ever since Eastpool, the Empire's been tightening its grip around the Duchy's balls. They've strung up everyone.
I just realized this guy has the same voice as like Jason Statham. Yeah, this dude's like a dead ringer for Jason Statham. In voice, I mean.
Attentions to the pallbearers meek enough to stay put. Naturally, old Martha could see the way the wind was blowing. Complained that it was getting harder and harder to take bearers in.
And now she's missing. If she's fallen into the hands of the Empire, we could be next.
Couple of curse breakers are already on their way to the inn. They should help speed up the search. But if this is as bad as I think it is, you might end up having to save their asses and all.
Don't worry, Otto. I'll make sure everyone gets home safe.
Oh. You're a jackass, Moogle.
Clive, Sid. Cole and his men left earlier. I can have another party ready, if you deem it necessary.
Ah, my favorite pupil. Allow me to educate you. Once more? Very well.
Oh, I see.
Long though Sambrek's dominion over northeastern Storm has endured, recent days have seen the Blight wrest ever more land from her grasp. For which reason she has continued to wage war on her rival across the strait, hoping to claim less blackened pastures. But Odin would sooner pawn his sword than Waloed relinquish Ash. And the Empire pays dearly for every blade of grass bent beneath Sambrequois boots. Little wonder then that Sylvester set his sights on the crystalline dominion, an altogether easier target, possessed of no less ether. It was 5 years ago, while you were busying yourself with the destruction of Drake's head, that the Empire made its move, subjugating its theretofore neutral neighbor. A nation which could legitimately claim to be the center of the world. Certainly, there is no better place to stage an army. From there, the Holy Empire's reach spans the Twins. The non-aggression treaty was the only thing keeping them in check. But if they truly broke the pact without provocation, it is only a matter of time before others reply in kind. The Holy Empire, the Dhalmekian Republic, the Kingdom of Waloed, and of course, our friends in Yaran. Who will be left standing, I wonder, when the last drop of blood is spilled? Very good.
damn blighted bilge.
Is everything all right?
Aside from the holes in my hull, everything's roses.
The lake water doesn't agree with it, then?
That's one way of putting it. And unless you got some grand scheme to suck the black from the lake like we do in the atrium, that slurry'll keep eating away at the timber like young Tech does our lemon tarts. Suppose a coat of pitch might stave off the rot for a moon or so. Assuming we had any pitch, which we don't. Not any bloody more. Doubt the old tub's got more than a dozen runs left in him.
Of course, Obolus. Your skiff is our only means of reaching the mainland. Without it, we'd be lost.
Well, I'm glad someone round here sees it that way. To make pitch, you need pitch trees. But in case you haven't noticed, live trees are one of the 1,000 things sorely lacking in the Deadlands. Now, I'm not so unkind as to ask you to fell a faraway forest and lug the logs back here to the mere, which is why we'll be needing a suitable alternative. And it just so happens I once heard the thorny pitchers of Curltail Falls cover themselves in a sticky wax to trap birds and beetles and whatnot. Might be enough to tide me over.
Sounds easier than felling a faraway forest. That's for certain.
Okay.
Easier than felling a forest, I said. Trees don't have teeth. All right, was that it? I can't imagine Obolus needing any more than this. Time to head home.
Schoolboy sweetheart.
Welcome back, Sid.
Well, did you find me some wax?
Find is one way of putting it.
Ugh. Reeks like a chocobo's arse. I don't suppose the Argo will mind as long as he stays above.
I didn't think a chocobo's arse would really smell that bad.
So your boat has a name. I didn't know.
Oh, can you hear me,
Same as
Dota?
the old man.
My microphone is starting to give me low battery alarms. I don't know if you can hear me or not.
The boats
Okay.
that I have left of
No, this is not Pantheon.
thanks to you, he'll
This is a very good game, but there's some stuff that I think is not Pantheon about it. This is a really good game that occasionally broaches great, but no, I'm not there. Last new game I played that was Pantheon, probably the Resident Evil 4 remake or the Dead Space remake, whichever one of those I played first. I think, or last. I think it was Resident Evil 4. What's holding it back from the Pantheon? I think the main thing is kind of that thing that I said where the game is technically open world, but it never really feels open world in the way that true open world games do. It's kind of like faux open world, if that makes sense, which a lot of games are. And I don't know, I don't have a problem with not doing open world, but it's trying to pretend to be an open world game, I think, without actually really being open world. Like, this is like a much better version of Final Fantasy 15. That's how I would characterize it. Like, the combat's much better. That's about it. And I do think, well, okay, that's not true. I think this, I mean, that's not just to say about the combat. Like, the story's also better. The characterization's also better. I think that, if you're going to make a game like this and have it be Pantheon, you need to put a little more focus in one of the fields. Yeah, something like that, Dota. I think that's actually right about on the money. Also, I don't know this for sure, but it also looks like it's not going to be that long. From what I've read, I'm like halfway through. So this is not going to be a particularly long game. I could probably make it a little longer, but not that much longer. Okay. There we go. It's not going to be as long as pretty much any other game in the franchise.
What happened here?
Come on. We need to find the others.
Oh, I'm going to play Cyberpunk regardless. I just don't know when I'm going to play it. But September, I mean, sure. I'm not going to commit super hard to it. But that's definitely something that I'll have on my list. Okay, but anyway, I'm going to take a short break. I'll be right back. And when I get back, we will do another hour before I go to bed. But yeah, I might be willing to do Cyberpunk. I've been putting it off for a while too. Good a time as any.
Sid? What said you'd be coming? I trust you don't mind. Also thought you might need some help. And it appears he was right.
You, could say that, yes. They're saying the Imperials are
Beans,
sending back
beans, the
stuff.
magical fruit.
No one was spared their fury. Martha tried to step in and calm things down, but all our efforts got her were a pair of iron shackles and a hard march.
Any idea where?
Judging by their tracks, they headed towards Sorrowwise Bay.
To the Abbey, sheltering Martha's bearers.
The bastards. Jill and I will go after them. You take care of the people here.
We will. But, before you go, one of the locals heard something. He said the soldiers were talking about a culling. I don't know how big this is, but it doesn't sound good. Be careful out there, Sid.
You do the same.
May as well.
Cole is right. That was no tavern brawl. It was a message.
But a culling. Bearers are the property of the Empire. The garrison wouldn't have the authority to act alone. The orders would have had to have come from higher up.
They've killed. I bear. I demand.
Oi, look sharp!
This one.
Make it look easy.
Look. Up ahead. Martha, are you hurt?
Don't worry about me. It's them at the Abbey who need you. You have to do something.
Tell us what happened.
What happened? The damn Black Shields, that's what happened.
The Black Shields.
The bastards caught wind. The Abbot and I were helping bearers. They were gonna hang us both. When the sick rose from their beds. Poor souls turned on the Imperials. distracted them long enough for me to get away.
Then they may still be alive. Martha, do you think you can make it back to the inn? Cole is there with the other curse breakers.
I think so. Thank you, Clive.
Black Shield. Is this some sort of twisted joke? There has only ever been one Order of Shields in Rosaria, and they fought to defend all her citizens.
Seems a step too far, even for the Empire.
Careful!
Are we too late?
There might still be someone inside.
No.
Damn it.
I thought you lot were all spent.
Murderers. They drove the bearers to this.
Wait. These two aren't turned.
That bitch of an innkeeper must have sent them. Colluding with the enemies of the Empire is a serious offense.
And for their crimes shall they be punished. Such is the law. to dwell in darkness, that we may purge the night and welcome lasting dawn. On these our swords we swear.
How dare you speak those words? Have you no honor?
Clive.
This won't take long.
Enough!
Is that all of them?
I think so. I didn't see the abbot. He may still be alive.
Found her.
The abbot.
The bearers died protecting him. Calling upon what little magic they had left in their bodies.
Clive. He's breathing.
We're friends of Martha. We're here to help.
Are the Imperials dead?
They are. Every last one.
If only that were true. The Black Shields will return. The Cullings will continue. Rosaria will never be saved unless we save her. Tell Mother to beg his aid and tell her this wasn't her fault.
I shall.
Sid! Where are you? Sid!
In here! We found a survivor!
Clive. He's gone.
We've laid the abbot to rest, but the bearers, they didn't need to die like this.
No, they didn't. But it was their choice. They knew the fate that awaited them and chose to meet it on their terms, fighting for those who fought for them.
Martha said they rose from their beds, threw themselves at the Imperials so she and the abbot could escape.
I've gathered the bearers' remains. We should consign them to the tide.
There's a drawbridge not far from here. Riddick's Jump. The currents there are swift. If the abbot was still with us, he'd have taken the dust there himself and performed the casting. I'll get someone to...
I'll do it.
Of course. Cole and I will remain here and see to the Imperials.
How do I feel about the combat system compared to the traditional? I mean, look, I wish Final Fantasy games still did it traditionally, but they don't. That's the choice that they've made. And at this point, there's no point in, like, really being upset about it. If I'm actually upset about it, I just won't buy their games anymore. But with what they're doing, I think they've done very well. It is very Devil May Cry-like. And I think it does its job quite well. Yes, I do wish they decided to do things like in Dragon Quest, but they've decided to not. So, you know, that's obviously a moot point. There are other franchises that are still doing it the traditional way. I can play those. Dragon Quest, Persona. If you want to include Pokemon in there, I guess you could include that as well. I don't really like Pokemon games that much anymore, but... But at the end of the day, what they've done with this game is very good. Okay. No, that was close. That was a great game, but I don't think it was Pantheon. The battle system was too basic. It was close, though. Whoa, what is this? This is new. Oh god, that looks freaky. I don't like the way that thing looks. Ooh.
You think it's spotted us, Torgal? What am I saying? Of course it has. It's a floating eyeball.
Oh. What the hell are you doing?
I failed.
Whoa. Okay, I have no idea what that move was. Basically dropped a nuke.
Best off staying where we are.
How do? Take care out there, eh?
And they called themselves...
Oi, look sharp!
Yeah, but who knows if that's going to be good, I guess. I am probably going to play it, admittedly, but man, that could go a couple different ways. That could be an unplayable garbage heap. Very easily. No, you don't. Not this time, boy. Not falling for that. No, JS, I didn't finish Elden yet. I play Elden Ring when I'm on the call with Snacks, because that game doesn't really have a super compelling narrative that I need to pay attention to. So when Snacks is on the call, it's kind of the perfect game to just play. But I want to play this when he's not on the call, because I actually have to pay attention to the story. So I'm in a rotation right now, which is good. It's good to be in a rotation anyway. Like tomorrow, Snacks is not working, so he's going to be on the call all night. So I'm not going to have to worry. So I'm just going to play Elden Ring all night. Shit. No, no, no. Okay, thank God. Dude, I thought I got doomed. I hit the wrong damn button. And I almost got doomed. I hate this spell. Like, to me, the best game of the year so far has been Resident Evil 4 remake, but that's a remake, so that might not count. If you don't count remakes, then probably the best game so far this year has been Tears of the Kingdom. That's difficult, though. Yeah, it's close. Don't get me wrong, it's really close, but I do think Tears of the Kingdom is probably a little better than this. There's way more to do in Tears of the Kingdom. And not everything you do in Tears of the Kingdom is amazing or anything, but, like, it's good. Got him. Shit, where'd he go? Oh god. Like, what are the other big games that came out this year so far? Jedi Survivor was good, but not even close to this or Tears of the Kingdom. What else? Hold on. The Murder of Sonic the Hedgehog was good, but not anything amazing. That obviously is different. I liked Wolong a pretty good amount, but it's not quite on this level. Fire Emblem was good, but I don't think it was great. Hogwarts Legacy was really good, but I think this and Tears of the Kingdom were better. So yeah, I think that's what I would go with. Yeah, I think that's basically how I feel about things right now. Oh, thank God he was about to do that quagga bullshit again.
You didn't see that coming.
You'll never see it coming. Goat movie.
That must be the bridge.
There's a Persona 5 Tactics game coming out later this year that I don't think it'll be Game of the Year candidate, but it should be really good. Next year is the Persona 3 remaster, though. That could be like Game of the Year, because that's going to be a completely redone game. I'm super excited for that.
So shall the waters cleanse thee of thy burden, and bear it out to sea.
And now they are truly free.
I hope so. What of the Imperials?
A pyre was made. It's more than they deserve. We should go back.
I have not tried Chained Echoes, no.
All right.
We're best off staying where we are for now, I reckon.
No one survived then?
I'm sorry. Before he passed, one of them bade me tell you not to blame yourself.
Doesn't mean I won't. Doesn't mean their blood's not on my hands. Cole said you cast their remains. That was good of you. But it should have been me. This was all my fault.
How? You couldn't have known.
But I did. And I turned a deaf ear to the warnings like the fool I am. The rumors started moons ago. Of black-clad devils descending on villages in the dead of night to slit the throats of sleeping bearers. But I assumed it was all just nonsense concocted by the Empire. Nothing but a ghost story meant to make folk think twice about lending a hand to a fugitive bearer.
And in ordinary times you would have been right. What these Black Shields are doing is unthinkable. Which begs the question, why do it at all? My mother obviously has a hand in this. I cannot make sense of her actions.
How many hours am I in? Hold on.
That woman's head is a job for someone with more time on their hands. Right now, I need swords and men to wield them, preferably big ones. If those Imperials think they can come in here again and threaten my people, they're in for a rude awakening. Oh, before I forget,
I think I'm like 20 hours in.
Otto landed just before you arrived.
I think I'm like 20 hours in.
Returned.
Then we must as well. Will you be
If I'm counting right.
We can stay longer if you wish.
No need. I'll be ready should the Imperials come calling. Though I wouldn't turn my nose up if you were to lend me a pair of them strapping young curse breakers.
Yeah. But I'm very used to Final Fantasy games that take at least 50 hours and can take up to 100 if you decide you want to do stuff. Like games like Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, all those games, I think you got to spend at least, I would say, 50 hours to beat them, unless you know the game so well you can basically just bum rush it. I think Final Fantasy VII would take like 50 hours even if you don't mess around with your chocobo. Like, to get through all 3 discs, unless you know the game really well and you just bum rush it. And one other thing I want to say about this game, it might be a little too easy.
We'll return to the hideaway.
So I can't remember if there was like a hard mode you could pick, but people might want to play this on the hard mode.
We're not to move.
If that, means anything to anybody. And whatever you do, don't equip those accessories you get right at the start of the game. There was actually some idiot, I think he was like a reviewer for Polygon or something, who equipped those accessories, played the game, and thought the game was too easy, so he gave it a bad review. And people told him, like, dude, those accessories are for people with, like, physical disabilities who literally can't play the game, right? That's why they're there. Like, the idea is if you are literally, like, incapable of playing the game because you're, like, handicapped, like, your hand doesn't work or something, you can equip the accessories and it makes the game play itself. But this guy didn't, like, most games actually are now starting to do things like this, where you can basically put the game on, like, snooze mode. Well, you would know to not equip them because they literally say in the description of the accessory, like, if you equip this, it will auto-dodge all enemy attacks. If you equip this, it will automatically do combos. If you equip this, it'll automatically handle combat. Just stuff like that. Where it's like, the accessories... let me see if I still have them. Yeah, okay. Ring of Timely Assistance. When equipped, pet commands are executed automatically. Ring of Timely Focus. When equipped, time slows down before an evadable enemy attack strikes Clive. Ring of Timely Evasion. When equipped, Clive will automatically evade attacks. When equipped, complex ability combinations can be executed simply by pressing square. When equipped, Clive will automatically use a potion when his HP falls below a certain point. So basically, if you equip all of these accessories, your pet will act automatically. Your all attacks will be automatically evaded. and you only have to hit one button to string together combos. Right, the Ring of X, Ring of Timely whatever. Don't equip any of those. They make the game literally play itself. It's literally meant for people who have physical disabilities.
With that sword of yours? Of course you are. Bet you're a bloody marvel with the thing. Now, question is, are you willing to use it or not? Because a flock of noble chocobos are in need of help.
Chocobos?
You heard me right. Wild birds? Hmm? The big ones? And not just any chocobos at that. Whiteheart and her flock are the bravest birds you ever did see. They protect travelers round these parts from bandits and the like.
Chocobos? Fighting bandits?
It's true. Why, they saved me from a gang of footpads only yesterday. Nasty lot they were too. And now, they're back, looking to settle the score. Well, go on then. Don't just stand there.
Yeah, Marsh, not too much yet.
All right.
There's a good lad.
Where can I find these chocobos?
I saw him cut across the way over yonder. The rotten scoundrels were driving the poor things towards the old dock. It's a dead end, that is. You save Whiteheart and her flock, you hear me? There ain't a pluckier bird in all the world. She's a hero to us locals. And don't worry, you'll know her when you see her right enough.
I'm sure I will.
And good luck to you. And give those no-good bastards a hiding from me.
No, I think that Spoon runs the slot. But in base, he plays outside. I think it'll be like a Byron Murphy situation. Like Byron Murphy would play outside, and then in nickel he would slide inside. A lot of players actually do that, and that's a good way for him to get on the field as much as possible. Like, week 1 we play the Rams, right? And shouldn't Witherspoon just be following Cooper Kupp around pretty much? That makes sense, right? That's not a guy who's going to punish Witherspoon for being a little small. That's a guy who's going to match up pretty well. What we do with Mike Jackson, he would play outside when we're in nickel. He would come onto the field when we're in a nickel formation and play outside, so Witherspoon slides inside. That's basically how that works. So he would not play in base, but you spend about 70% of your snaps in nickel anyway, so that's fine.
A white feather. I thought Ambrosia was one of a kind. Speaking of brave birds. Looks like they went that way.
I think pretty much anybody who pays attention is aware of the fact that Cross is probably going to get a lot better this year, just through basic common sense. But there's not a lot to talk about there, like it's expected to happen. Also, now that we know what we know, is Trey Lance now the biggest bust in NFL history when you consider the Niners gave up more than the number 1 overall pick to get him? Like, is he now like a bigger bust than Jamarcus Russell? In terms of the investment versus the return, is it the biggest bust ever? Well, no, but that doesn't matter to the Niners. The Niners don't care about that. The Niners are just looking at what they gave up and what they're getting. Like, apparently Trey Lance is legitimately going to be the third-string quarterback this year. No, I'm not saying it's Trey Lance's fault. But is that now the worst draft day decision? Maybe that's the right way to put it. Is that the worst draft decision ever made? Is that worse than Jamarcus Russell now? Like, he legitimately can't beat out Sam Darnold in camp, apparently. Kyler Murray isn't even that bad, Marshall. Like, he's just kind of a whatever quarterback. He's not terrible. It's fun to call him terrible because he's got a shitty attitude and he's not worth his contract and he's an asshole, but he's not a terrible quarterback. He's just not good. Well, for one, Justin Fields. Just you know, to throw another quarterback out there, they could have gotten Justin Fields. The problem with Drew Lock is he's probably going to be out of here next year, so unless Geno completely falls on his face, we're not really going to get to see anything meaningful from Lock, right? Unless Geno falls apart or gets hurt, the odds of us ever getting any meaningful contributions from Drew Lock are very small. Who did they pass up on that's been consistent and productive? Micah Parsons. Just off the top of my head, Micah Parsons.
We got you cornered, Feathers. You didn't think you'd seen the last of us, did you? You've been bad for business. But I reckon someone will pay good coin to mount your head on their wall.
Not around here, they won't.
Oh. And why's that, eh?
Because she's something of a hero.
They also could have taken Mac Jones, who I think would have been great in San Fran. He obviously hasn't been great in New England, but I think if you put Mac Jones in San Fran, he would have been good.
How about we hurt you both?
All right, then. But don't say I didn't warn you.
Thing is, though, Parsons didn't do this stuff in college. So I wonder if the Niners would have even liked him that much. Maybe the Niners would have been like, eh, he's just another off-ball linebacker. I don't know. They have drafted Patrick Surtain II, too, if I recall. Who might be the best cornerback in the NFL. Nelson Aguilar is like the best bust I've ever seen. Like, he's legitimately done like meaningful stuff in this league, but he still like sucks. It's pretty weird.
You're finished.
There we go.
You're safe now. White Hart, I presume. Do you know her, boy? That scar. It couldn't be. Ambrosia.
Thoughts on Dalvin Cook and Kareem Hunt being free agents and drafting a running back in the second round? Well, Cook wasn't a free agent when we drafted Charbonnet, so we couldn't have known that. Oh, nice. Whoa, is he missing an eye? Dude, is my Chocobo missing an eyeball?
You found yourself a flock.
Yeah, he is. Bro, my Chocobo is missing an eye. That sucks.
I thought I'd come and see how you were getting on. Oh, you sorted the bastards then. I knew you would.
And Kareem Hunt, didn't he beat up his girlfriend or something? And Seahawks seem like they're not really interested in messing around with the bad character guys like Carter. Like, that seems to be kind of a defining... Like, I don't know. Like, Dalvin Cook has miles on him, by the way. There's a reason why nobody's picked him up yet.
I'll be. I never stopped to think our hero here might once have been someone's mount. Though I dare say she'd suit a fine fellow like yourself. Reckon our feathered friend must have learned a thing or two from her master.
And also, Charbonnet's making way less money than Cook would be, even if you got Cook cheap.
A bird like her would have cost a princely sum. You born a lord or something?
Well,
Oh, no, sorry. I didn't mean to pry. Don't matter who you are. You done right by me.
what is it, girl?
She wants her master back, I reckon. Told you. And it seems her pals agree.
Is that it? You want to come with me?
Well, bugger me if this ain't a heartwarming sight. The lads down the stables will be hearing about this tonight. Oh, stay right where you are. Doesn't she cut an handsome figure, eh?
She does indeed. How much do I owe you?
A few scraps of leather's the very least I owe old White Hart. Oh, I'll be sad to see her go, of course. But she's earned her right to happiness and more besides. Don't you worry, we'll get along just fine without her. You hear that, White Hart? You've earned yourself some time off. You have fun traveling with your master now. You seem awful familiar now I get a proper look at you. That's it. When those chocobos swarmed my cart on the road, didn't you? No, that can't be right. That fellow was a bearer.
Must have been my double.
Oh, must have been, eh? Oh, that'll be the excitement getting to me. Silly sod that I am. Pay me no mind. Anyhow, best be on my way. Good luck to the both of you.
You take care of your flock for now. I'll call you when I need you. Now, where's Gav?